Good morning, pregame crew. How are ya? It is Tuesday, August 13th, 6:22 a.m. Mountain Time, 8:22 a.m. Eastern Time. Good morning. How are you doing? Hey, Greg Topher. Hey, Wave. Shake and bake. Are there no tacos in Greece? What's going on? Hey, Jeffrey. Night Truck. How are ya? K-Max, Sync, Spaceball, One-Liner. Hey, Andre. Tess Nugget, Dollar Tree Farmer, Perfect Night Truck, thank you. Hey, Brian. I don't know what kind of mood I'm in this morning, but I am singing Formation in my head by Beyonce. I did not come here to play. I got hot sauce in my bag. So if you know that song, you know who you're dealing with. One of my favorite songs ever because I'm a Louisiana girl. All right. Audio visual check is good. I'm going to do a few chart requests. We'll get started in 7 minutes. We have PPI in 7 minutes. SA. Okay. K-Mac wants to know possible breakout. Maybe. That's a lot to ask from 1698 to 1467. Yeah, possibly. This chart looks good. We need gold to keep going. But yeah, this chart looks good. Resistance 1698. Monthly squeeze. It looks good. You may be better served buying a pullback. Buying a pullback here. But otherwise, this chart looks good. Did we just have earnings? Earnings are today, it says. I don't know if it's after hours or what, but just be careful with that. Can silver play catch up? I don't know. Gold has definitely been ruling the roost here. Silver's bouncing from the daily 200 MA. Nugget. Okay. Weekly downtrend on silver. Silver is looking for a monthly high or low. It could play catch up with gold. But man, gold is so far ahead of silver. Gold is at resistance 25.22, 25.17. We have plenty of room for a daily high or low. Let's see if silver can play catch up. But right now we need a daily high or low, daily high or high, daily trend change, yada yada. Lots of stuff. Did you just yada yada? That was a Seinfeldism. I'm not going to finish that one. Hey, Shake, you want to look at real? That looks like a bear flag. What is the volume? Volume's not bad. You're in a weekly downtrend. Ugh. The real, they call me, text me all the time trying to find stuff for me to sell because I sold to them before. I just think it's a tough business. Really tough business. And I think it's reflected in the chart. Daily bear flag. 4 hour going sideways, getting tiny higher highs, but that is still indicative of a potential bear flag. What's up, schoolboy? Hey, Rachel. Hey, Hunter, my fundamental man. You know your fundamentals. Hit a pretty big drop there. Daily lower high possible. Let's see, 1052, 1049. We have a double top at 1052, 1049 to be aware of. There you go, shake and bake. Open up a taco shop in Greece. Sounds brilliant. Hi, Alice. Hey, Jenny, Russell, Marvin. Hey, Omar, you need knee? Knee is chopping sideways. Weekly inside bars. Very healthy. Dividend Friday, August 30th. Utilities tend to do well. Whoa, that's a nice squeeze. Utilities tend to do well when the market is going down because it's a nice hedge because it has dividends. So real estate and utilities typically do well when the market's going down because those two sectors typically have dividends. This is a beautiful squeeze. Who asked about this one? Let me go back. Omar, you get a gold star. You get a gold star for sure. This is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I'm writing this down. I want to add this to my dad's account. I like this a lot. They don't move as much as I want them to. Utilities usually don't have the ATR that other names have, but that is gorgeous. Y'all know when I'm quiet that I'm just like soaking it in because I love it so much. That is a beautiful chart. Gold star. ABGO. Yeah, Duke, tell them to hit the like button. ABGO got a daily higher high like NVDA did yesterday, 151.13, 150.10 by $1.03. Still below the daily 26 EMA. Weekly lower high, still the more likely scenario. We still got semiconductors earnings coming up September 15th for ABGO. Omar, you knew it. Yeah, y'all find compressions like that for me, and then I'll give you gold stars. And I'll see if I can send you a prize. Like, just give me those setups, which I need to get better scanners to find those setups because they're just gorgeous. But definitely good job, Omar. This has the makings of a rising wedge. Tiny higher highs without follow through. Be careful. I do like this squeeze. Hello? Hello? Chart, wake up. $151.13 is your resistance. I don't see a clear setup. I'm constantly looking. When you ask me for a name, I'm thinking, are they looking bear? Or are they looking bull? Are they looking day trade? Or are they looking swing? And on this name at this location, it is a poor location for either. Either day trade, either swing, either bear, either short. If you're going to short 151.13, I would say that's the best location. Otherwise, this doesn't look great. We do have declining bull volume on this push up. Sync, you're waiting to buy PLTR. I love PLTR fundamentally. They had a bearish candle yesterday of profit taking. So let's see. Where would be a logical place to buy it? 27.39 would be a 0.382 retrace matching up with the 12 EMA. So maybe 27.50 if we could get there. I don't know if we can get there. I am mildly obsessed with their CEO with the crazy hair. He is so smart. We're holding the 4-hour EMAs. This chart looks good. An aggressive approach would be to bottom fish yesterday's low of day 29.27. We had PPI and I didn't even acknowledge it. Yeah, just a small bullish reaction to PPI. PPI is not as important as CPI, and CPI is tomorrow. Oh, wow, it's 6:32. I need to get started with the show. I'm just saying hello to my friends and just chit-chatting, and then I need to get started. Hello. Good morning. This is who I am. I'm Chart Gal Lori. If you want to give me a follow on X, that would be lovely. What I do here at the pregame show is I show you this market environment dossier when I remember to do it. Yesterday I failed to do it, but we're looking overall a little more bullish than bearish, just a little bit. But I'm looking at hourly charts on most of these. On the daily charts, we're looking for lower highs on a lot of these. As far as the economic calendar, we just had the PPI. We have Bostic speaking at 1:15 Eastern. And then most importantly, CPI tomorrow at 8:30. Let's go look at some charts, why don't we? So on ES, we've been watching this potential rising wedge. Let me get back over here without the VWAP. We've been watching this potential rising wedge. We're getting over it. So ES is trying to make a move. Let's delete that trend line. On the daily chart, odds favor a lower high. I could draw this a million different ways and odds still favor a lower high compared to 5,600. Now, your golden pocket, let's see if I can make it bigger. 54.32 is your golden pocket. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to set alert for 54.30. I want to know when it gets near that golden pocket. Doesn't mean I'm going to short it there. I'm just going to say, whoa, what are we doing here? And hourly has not gotten overbought yet. We are squeezing, which is pretty interesting. And we could squeeze straight to a higher high. It doesn't mean we have to have a daily lower high. But when we look at a multitude of charts, the majority of them say, hey, lower high. NASDAQ, we have not gotten over this trend line, still a potential rising wedge. Daily lower high, still the more likely scenario. And what I'm looking for is a tightening pattern going into CPI. So 18,889 is your golden pocket, and we're almost there. We're almost there on NASDAQ, getting a pretty good bounce. RTY has been a dribble sideways below the 50 MA. We don't have a lot of pep in its step. PPI is giving it a pop. Now we have room for an hourly higher low on RTY, but it's definitely been the weaker of the bunch. Dow. Dow, we have not been able to get through the 0.382 retrace and or the daily 50 MA. It's still weak. We need to watch XLF. If banks can start bouncing, that could help the Dow lift up. They haven't been able to do that. We have VIX melting even more after this PPI reaction. Were any of y'all in the room Monday morning for the live stream show when I said this will be the trade of the week? Last Monday, this will be the trade of the week, shorting VIX. And man, was it the trade of the week. Hang Seng and DAX are green overnight. Bitcoin just went red. Good morning, KK. Hey, awesome. So Bitcoin, we are looking for a daily higher low. We have no signs of that being put in yet. And once we put in the daily higher low, can we go get a higher high, or are we going to EQ out? Bitcoin is pretty choppy. Ethereum has had a better bounce. We got through this 2720 resistance. We're at 2750. Daily still below the 12 EMA. I would not say Bitcoin is clear. Dollar. Dollar on the weekly, we're looking for a lower high on the bounce. On the daily, we have to tighten this up on the 2-day, and you can see that we have a potential bear flag right there, potential bear flag on the dollar, which is good for gold if that can break bear. If the dollar can break bear, that could help gold break bull above 25.22. Thanks, Success. I appreciate it. So on oil, we broke through the daily resistance in a big way. When we have war talk like Iran, Israel, and all this awful stuff that's happening in the Middle East, I don't want anyone hurt ever, ever, ever. When we have that kind of talk, it can typically lift oil. And that's what happened yesterday. We have API estimates after hours at 4:30, and then we have inventory tomorrow at 10:30 Eastern. We're chopping sideways right now on oil. I would keep oil on back burner watch. However, we are looking for a weekly lower high. Nat trash. Potential bear flag here on the weekly. And would you look at that? A back burner. Oh. Reverse back burner worked again. Who's printing on this ATM? Who? Somebody should be printing. Print. It keeps working. Keep doing it till it stops working. Apple. Apple's looking a lot better than it was this morning. We're holding the hourly EMAs. Daily lower high is still possible. What we don't want to see is we don't want to see a break of this trend line to the downside. We are looking for daily lower highs, and I'll just tell you right now, I have a bear hat on today, looking for daily lower highs. Does that mean I'm going to go short everything under the sun? No, I want price action to prove it. Amazon, I like short. It's one of the queen of the mountain trades. We're right under the daily 200 MA right there, right under resistance of 168.77. We hit 168.55. I like Amazon short as long as we remain below 169 and this 200 MA. I like Amazon short. Nvidia got a daily higher high, one of the very few names that got a higher high. Now on a pullback, we have enough room for a higher low. And we're gapping up. They got a new AI chip. I forget the name of the whatever the chip is. Sorry, just got a message. I was making sure my sound was working. But yes, NVDA looks great. If NVDA and the semis are leading the market, don't get overly short. Let me say it again. If NVDA and the semiconductors are leading the market, don't get overly short with other ideas. Semis are the fuel to the market's engine. All right. Tesla is super flat. It's getting tight and we're squeezing. We're right here against yesterday's high. Let's see if we can break above yesterday's high and get something going. It has been super sleepy and boring below the daily 200 MA. Really hasn't shown a propensity for bullish or bearish moves. Okay, let me go to my notes for Queen of the Mountain Trades, EXAS. This has a pretty tight range on the 4-hour. Look at this squeeze. We have a pretty big squeeze here. So EXAS, you could look for a squeeze play. I like it better to the long side. JPM, I like for a top fish for this 4-hour rising wedge, looking for the daily lower high. Mara, I like Mara for a short on a $15 flat bottom break. Right there, you see how $15 it keeps getting tested? If we lose $15, I like that for a short. On Mara and TSM, daily 50 MA overhead. which I typed this up an hour ago. Let's make sure it's still there. Yeah, 167.67. We broke through it by $2 yesterday, but that daily 50 MA is still overhead. As long as we have 170 overhead, I like TSM short. Now, if NVIDIA is going to run today, then I'm not going to look at TSM short. But if NVIDIA is going to pull back, I think this could be a good top fish against this daily 50 MA. So I like EXAS, JPM, MARA, TSM, and I will copy and paste those in the TCG chat room when I am done. AI chip for, I don't know how to say that word. Yep, sync, something like that. SE. SE, we're coming up on resistance, 67.09. We have 67.76 right here. When did they have earnings? They had earnings this morning. Now, it doesn't show that they had earnings, but it says they were supposed to. Odd. I'd be looking to short 67.76. When you're going from a lower high to a lower low, and you're pressing up in a V-shaped recovery, that's a lot of buying power to use. I like that for a top fish. Coinbase. That's a nice squeeze. A really nice squeeze, actually, on the 4-hour. Good morning, Hector. I like this squeeze. And I've got a bent against coin because of their fees. Fundamentally, I don't like them, but this could be a good trade setup. Looking for this 4-hour tightening range to break. Using yesterday's low, 188.29 as a short, and the high, I wouldn't wait for 197.69. That's too far away. Let's see what we could do. Here and here, 195.63 you could take for a long, and then a break of 191.38 you could take for a short. I think I already did PLTR earlier. PLTR had a beautiful run, had a bearish candle yesterday, has plenty of room for a daily higher low. I would play PLTR with an hourly back burner. Tell me when it gets oversold. That's how I would play it. Because it's had a great run. Rivian has been dipping this morning. Rivian has this gap at 12.04. I need to set an alert for that. I like to set it right before that dip. We're coming down, testing support. 1331. I like Rivian fundamentally, and we are looking for a weekly higher low. Daily's not oversold yet. I need a little bit of my iced coffee. 1 second. You're welcome, Hector. I don't know. Jenny, maybe bottom fishing 1335. You do have a level over here of 1326. I like Rivian fundamentally. I like that we're looking for a weekly higher low. Just don't give the bulls a lot of benefit of the doubt because this was a pretty big pullback. MCD. MCD is looking for a weekly higher low. They have a dividend on September 3rd. Shout out to number 10 if you're listening. McDonald's is trying for a gap up, so let's see if they can get their daily and weekly higher low. This gap up may do it if they can hold it. Gap rules apply. Do I trade Bitcoin? Yes. I trade it all. I trade it all. Okay, I'm going to wrap it up and I'm going to go boot up the stream for TCG. I'm really excited about that. See if we can find some live trades at market open. Thank y'all for being here and hit the like button. Bring a friend. Give me a follow on X at ChartGalLori. I won't spam ya. And use stop losses.